Hey Spirit Tribe, Gigi here with Spirit Readings, and I'm so glad and so happy that you're able to join me here today, taking a look at the month of October for Aquarius. So wherever you happen to have Aquarius in your birth chart, or if you're just wanting to check in on an Aquarius, hello and welcome. So happy to have you here. We are going to find out what you will be reaping this month of October. We have the haystack here. Karma, you will reap what you have sown. So that either makes you feel really good or not so good, depending on what you've been putting out into the universe. So this is your gentle reminder to be more mindful and aware that you are literally manifesting all the time. So if you don't like what's been coming to you, really check in with your thoughts and your feelings. You know, you are the only one that can change the outcome. Now, please keep in mind that there are so many of us, so not everything may resonate, and that's perfectly okay. You can just set it to the side for someone else or for later even. You know, it may make more sense as events continue to unfold. Anything and everything is possible when we believe. So if it doesn't apply, you just go on ahead and you let her fly. No harm, no foul, no big deal. If you are new here, please keep in mind that I have had strokes, so you know that can really affect my memory. I can struggle to find my words or even get them out. I do get tongue-tied. I also have tremors, which can make shuffling a bit of a challenge, especially when it feels like I'm being zapped in my hands. Whenever that happens, I tend to drop whatever I'm holding, cards included. I also have glaucoma, so sometimes I do have to bring the cards a little closer to my face so I can see them properly. So just bear with me, you guys. You know, the messages get out the way that they are meant to eventually, right? Okay. Everything that you need to know about me, about this channel, you can find that in the description box down below, especially if you would like to book a personal private reading with me, if you would like to purchase something from my wish list, like a candle or a card deck, something for my household, something for my fur babies, or if you would just like to make a donation, that can all be found in that description box down below, so make sure you check that out. Now, before we get into cards, we are going to get a zodiac sign message from the spirit board. That is what Spirit has picked for the month of October. All right, Spirit, for Aquarius, October 2025, a zodiac sign message. What is it that Aquarius needs to know here? And it's going to Scorpio. Ooh, okay, Scorpio for Aquarius. So Scorpio season is October 23rd to November 21st. Some key words are investigation, wills and taxes, secretive, profound, intuitive, mysteries, sex, good detective, transform, power play, transcend, resurrect, legacy, regenerate, conscience, control, obsession, judge, purify, death and transfiguration, clues, precision, research, subterfuge, recycling, psychology, and reincarnation. Scorpio symbolic meaning. Scorpio is the master detective of the zodiac. If there's something or someone Scorpios want to know about, there is nothing and no one who can prevent them from discovering the truth. Boy, is that true. My grandma was a Scorpio. My best friend from 5th grade is also a Scorpio. When it comes to their own secrets, Scorpios are equally skilled at keeping them from others. In this way, they prevent others from having power over them. They will rarely volunteer information for the same reason. Power in all its forms is one of the biggest issues for Scorpios to deal with. In fact, for Scorpio, most elements of life are imbued with overtones of power, including money, sex, authority, and knowledge. However, Scorpios who doubt their own power become so attracted to it that they are willing to do practically anything to get it. This can obviously put them in intense situations. Most Scorpios are as fearless as their most well-known symbol, the scorpion. But like a scorpion, they can be so intent on stinging something that they end up stinging themselves. Their intensity is such that other people can't believe that they really mean what they are saying. Scorpios are often misunderstood because of the intensity of their passion. The other symbol for this sign is the phoenix, which rises in triumph from its own ashes. This archetype symbolizes the extremes to which the sign is typically drawn. So, ooh, extremes, huh? All right, let's get some spellcasting oracle messages for you. Now, Aquarius, you could have Scorpio in your birth chart somewhere. You could be dealing with a Scorpio or someone with Scorpio in their birth chart. Literally anywhere in your relationships. And it's perfectly okay if you don't know. I mean, we don't always know our own birth chart, let alone that of everyone we interact with. You have fertility coming up first here, Aquarius. So, ooh, what is that all about? Let's see, what else you need to know here. We have lighten your load coming in here. All right, let's get a couple more here. All right. A couple more. Now that one flew over and flipped out, spirit guide. So I'm going to take it. And you also have home coming in here as well. So, ooh, okay. Some interesting energies here. So let's see what we need to know. We're going to start with the fertility card. This marks a very fertile time for you. If you've been working on a new idea or project, you can be sure that a creative power is stirring within and is ready to be birthed. You just need to nurture your brilliant ideas by keeping your expectations positive. Patience is a big challenge if you want to see results. Remain heartened and encouraged, for this is when all the magic is happening in the background. Your guides and your angels, they are working overtime behind the scenes on your behalf for your highest and greatest good. So it may take a little time, but success awaits you as you trust in divine timing. All good things come to those who wait, and remember that great things come from small beginnings. We all have to start somewhere, you guys, and maybe you started small and now it's blowing up into something bigger. We have lighten your load. You have the choice and power to remove yourself from a stressful situation or simply take it in your stride. Stress is completely voluntary and something we allow ourselves to feel, even if this may not seem to be the case as you face the responsibilities that your life demands. Give your exhausted and tortured mind a break as you start to see things with a brighter outlook. Lighten your load and allow laughter to break you free from your self-imposed prison cell. Words be hard sometimes. It's the only way to strengthen your immune system and inspire hope while protecting you from the damaging effects that stress has dealt you. So stress is a choice. Ooh, just like happiness is a choice, you guys. All right, spirit guide. You've never ever walked alone, for each step you take is guided by a helpful and protective watcher who resides in the spirit world. Spirit guides come in many forms, including deceased loved ones, animals, and mystical beings, who bring to you many gifts and lessons and always have your best interests at heart. All you have to do is be willing to accept their presence and pay attention to their loving messages, which can come in many ways. You're being nudged to be meditative and to go into deep commune with your spiritual guardian at this time in order to harness spiritual connection and esoteric understanding. Ooh, okay. I love that your guides are always with you and always have been. And you collect ones along the way. We have home. Home is definitely where the heart is. It's a place of security, protection, comfort, and sanctuary. And for you, there's nothing better than the feeling of being at home. As idyllic as that sounds, the reality of the home is sometimes far harsher, with disagreements, interruptions, or no time to call your own. But feeling like an outsider is hard for anyone looking in. So it's time to breathe new energy into your dwelling place by enhancing the ambiance with peace, warmth, and happiness. Retreating within your newly energized home for a while will restore you to the full strength required to face the outside world. I love that your home is your castle. All right, I'm going to take a drink real quick. My throat and mouth just feel really dry today. All right, let's see what's going on in the love department for you this month of October, Aquarius. So this can include yourself, family, friends, significant other, or literally anywhere that you have love. So if you're like Gigi, I really love my job, I really love my hobbies, I really love the people that I get to work with and interact with, then guess what? That is all included here. Now this one flew out, the wreath for sorrow over a loss. So, losses are a part of life, you guys, whether someone has passed over, maybe this is the anniversary month for that, or their birthday month. You have lightning. Control your anger or you will be sorry. You might strike a bridge that burns down and you can't rebuild it. So you got to be careful with your anger. You do have pineapple for reconciliation here, so it is possible. You also have the seahorse for family matters. And the male is the one that gives birth, so it could be around a father figure, a strong male figure in your life. So the first person that comes to mind is usually who that is about. Maybe it is them that you have lost, or maybe them that you need to reconcile with. And I feel like it's two strong people butting heads. Maybe you're an Aquarius and they're a Scorpio. My husband is an Aquarius and his dad was a Scorpio, and they would butt heads quite frequently. So all right, let's see what's going on in career and finance for you this month of October, Aquarius. I always like to know what's going on with my money, honey. I'm always like, hey, yo, give me $1 million dollars. You know, like how nice would it be if you woke up tomorrow and there's just $1 million sitting in all your accounts? I'd be like, yep, I manifested that. I sure did. Show me my dadgum money right now. All right, you have career coming in here. So, you know, you could be going to school for the first time, going back to school, taking some kind of class or seminar to further your career. You're learning here. It's a period of learning because there is a desk there. Pay attention to your work. Slow down. Maybe you do have some kind of desk job. Maybe you're writing contracts, signing them, writing a book, writing music. You know, there's so many of us, so the possibilities are literally endless here. You do have the basket for recognition, reward for merit. Look at all of that good stuff there in that basket. You have the mountain road. You are on the road to success. So, you know, you're climbing that mountain. And look, you have broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. So, you know, hopefully you didn't set that bridge on fire with your anger, you know. But just because you tried something once and it didn't work out doesn't necessarily mean you give up. Sometimes we have to try 99 times, right? All right, let's see what's going on in life for you this month of October, Aquarius. You know, life do be lifing a little too hard sometimes. You know, your girl here is like, hey, yo, life, why don't you pump your brakes, use some Vaseline? And life's like, nah, bro, you can handle it. And I'm like, okay, just because I can don't mean I want to, you know. I would like to coast on Easy Street or have my address be on Easy Street at least just once in my life. That sounds amazing to me. You do have the parrot. Someone will gossip about all your secrets. So, you know, not everyone who acts like a friend truly is. So be careful what you tell people. But I feel like if you have that Scorpion energy, you're like, what secrets? They don't know nothing. But also, I also feel like on the flip side, like when you are vetting whether you can trust a person or not, you tell them something, whether it's true or not, and you see how long it takes for it to get back to you. All right, you have the angel, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. You know, your guides and your angels are watching over you. You have psychic ability. Trust your intuition. That is very important, especially when dealing with these parrot people. All right, you have the hills. There are obstacles to overcome, and you're more than capable of overcoming them. Problems, obstacles, they are only temporary. You guys, look at the sun shining back there, encouraging you to keep going. All right, let's get a message from the moon. The moon is all about changes in our lives. You know, the moon herself goes through her changes, her cycles, her phases from new to full. She is beautiful, wonderful, and amazing in whatever phase she happens to be in, and so are you. So let's get some messages from Mama Moon for you, Aquarius, this month of October. And you are showing up for yourself in a big way here. First quarter moon in Aquarius. Trust the universe, and there is a symbol there for the third eye chakra right there. You also have last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. So, ooh, okay, showing up for yourself double time here, getting the message across. So first quarter moon in Aquarius, we have trust the universe. If you feel stuck or you're making someone else feel stuck, you need to tread carefully. Sometimes stuck people behave recklessly. When this comes up, there's a risk that you're being too rigid in your thinking, words, or actions. Loosen up and you'll find it easier to overcome the challenges you're facing. And you can say, energies of the first quarter moon in Aquarius, thank you for showing me that it's okay to be me. Yes, it is okay to be you. Be your true, authentic self here, you guys. All right. Last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. Here we have an energy that's modern and cool, and another that's rustic and real. Never the twain shall meet. Once you know your priorities, it becomes possible for you to work out where to focus your attention in terms of your life and your manifesting affirmation. I don't need anything, but some things I want. Ooh, I like that. I don't need anything, but some things I want. And you deserve to have those things. Know that you are worthy and deserving. All right, let's get a sixth sense connection oracle message here for you for this month of October, Aquarius. This is what your higher self wants you to know. A message. You have number 22, soulmate, coming in. Ooh, okay. Soulmate energy here. Number 22. Soulmates complement our lives and bring out the best in us. If you have not met this person yet, it should happen soon. So ensure you accept invitations and socialize more. And you know, you did get Scorpio season. It starts the last part of October to like the first part of November. Your soulmate is someone who truly loves and understands you. They will adore your passion and zest for life. They could be a loving partner or a best friend. If you are already with yours, do things that make this person feel loved, wanted, and appreciated. Affirmation. I am sure we'll find each other now, as it's our destiny to be together. Some good crystals are rose quartz, green sardonyx, ruby, and kunzite. I am sure we'll find each other now, as it's our destiny to be together. Divine timing. It's fate, you guys. All right, let's get some Moon Magic mini deck messages here for you for this month of October, Aquarius. Let's see what else you need to know here. What else for Aquarius? You have, every day I bring radical self-love to my mind, body, and spirit. Waxing crescent 4. Every day I bring radical self-love to my mind, body, and spirit. You also have, I have power. It is real. Full moon. Ooh, I love that. I have power. It is real. Stand strong and true in your power. All right, let's get some language of flowers mini deck messages here for you for this month of October, Aquarius. Let's see what else you need to know here. You have Lenten Rose for protection. Conserve what you have, save a little. A rainy day fund, you know, sometimes we have to conserve our energy and our resources. You also have Crocus for breathe. Calm, rest, stop, and just be. Maybe you need to slow down a little bit here. All right, let's get you a bonus from the Oracle of Destiny. Let's see what else you need to know for this month of October, Aquarius. you have Sun coming out. Ooh, I like it. In Tarot, the Sun card is the happiest card in the deck. So you are getting a bonus because you ran the numbers up in your last month's reading. If you want a chance at a bonus in your next month's reading, make sure you run them numbers up on this reading. And I'm so grateful and thankful to you guys for doing that. So the Sun line is this aspect of the hand right there. It originates at the lower edge of the palm, not far from the line of destiny. So divinatory meaning. The Sun line tells you to fully trust in your abilities, trust your intuition, your merits, and your efforts in order to realize and bring your aspirations to fruition. Everything you need does not depend on the outside, but is already present in your intuition, your dedication, and your talents. Give them space, you know. Let them have a chance to bloom here, you guys, is what I'm hearing. All right, Aquarius, these are your messages for the month of October. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please drop me a comment down below. Let me know. Make sure you smash the heck out of that like button, that old thumbs up button down there. Hit it with the razzle dazzle. If you haven't already and you find you keep coming back here, please subscribe to the channel, you guys. That truly means so very much to me. I love growth. I love expansion. I love being able to interact with all of you. It really does bring a lot of joy into my life. You know, you are part of the teamwork that makes this dream work. I wouldn't be able to do it without all of you, and I am very grateful and thankful to each and every single one of you. Home is where your heart is. It is your castle. This is a fertile time. I mean, it seems like you're reaping a lot of good things here. Lighten your load. Delegate what you can. Don't carry the burdens of other people. Let them learn to stand on their own 2 feet and carry their own burdens. And your guides are wanting you to know they have always been here and they always will be. You know, we have to activate them. We have to give them permission to act on our behalf. There may be some kind of sorrow, or you're still dealing with some kind of sorrow over a loss. You know, remind yourself to not let your anger get so out of control that you do permanent damage. You know, there is still a chance that reconciliation, I feel like it has to do with family matters, particularly strong male figures in your life. Your career is taking the front seat here. You know, you got a full basket there with lots of good things. You are on the road to success. Sometimes we just need to know that. And, you know, just because something doesn't work out the first time we try doesn't mean we give up. Come up with a new plan. Be careful who you vent to, who you trust, right? But your guides and angels are showing up for you here again. They want you to trust in your intuition, and they're here to help you overcome any obstacles that you may face. The sun is literally shining on you. Reflect on your priorities, and like I said, lighten your load. Delegate what you can. Trust the universe. Trust that you have been heard and things are coming to you, especially if it is matters of the heart, dealing with other people. All right, Aquarius, from the bottom of my heart, I love and appreciate each and every single one of you, and I want to say thank you, blessed be, namaste, and goodbye.